how do you see Wake Up changing the culture of activism?
Um, um, Wake Up. Activism can be a hard thing to get involved in because it seems like such an insurmountable task. And I struggle with this in the sense that there are so many things to get involved in, but not quite sure how to support or in a way that I feel comfortable in doing. Wake Up would help people like me who want to help but don't quite know how, get more involved by knowing these are the events that happen, these are the ways you can get involved, get more informed, give you the tools to successfully advocate for causes that you believe in.
Amazing. Do you have another question? Yeah, how do you see it affecting schools? Like, how can you see it, the cooperation, how do you see it like affecting cooperation between different people that might not cooperate with each other?
In schools, there are always a lot of things going on, and sometimes there may be a huge effort that's going on that you aren't informed about because you just didn't see the flyers, or you were quickly walking by and don't have the access to the information, even though you would be willing to lend your support to it. So Wake Up, because it's in a centralized location that everyone can post to and give information about what the cause is, what are the events, outreach programs, how to get involved, and what they would like from support, what version of support they need. Wake Up could help inform people who normally may not even know about the initiative, or may think, I don't think I can lend my support to this because this reason, realizing that, oh hey, they might need something that I can do that I didn't think they needed me to do, as well as giving support, giving availability and ways to get involved and get informed.
Wonderful. That's good. That's good. That was great. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be.
Should be another conversation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
you
can ask
asked,
new questions.
the
You
main
asked a lot
points
of
I
good
think
questions.
are, what was like my immediate involvement, and like about the Loyola involvement, the struggles that we had, and how Wake Up
Okay.
can help with all that.
Can you briefly tell us about the Loyola thing again, and just really talk about what the issues were and how you plan to fix them, and then from there, we'll talk about the troubles you had and how Wake Up can help,
Okay.
and then how it can help people in general. So, how did you get involved with the Loyola activism movement, and what was the issue that you were facing?
Okay. Okay. Sorry, are we recording
Yeah,
right now?
yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry.
So at Loyola, I was already doing some organizing with an organization that attempted to gather membership from people who were left behind by the labor movement. So my friends already knew me as somebody who was committed to labor movement work. One of my friends in particular, she spent a lot of time doing a lot of different activism in a lot of different groups, and she came up to me with this idea called Students for Worker Justice. And the goal of this group was to confront the university on certain human right violations that were happening within our walls to the dining hall workers. Loyola University is an institution that prides itself on activism and social justice. So we found it kind of funny that, or ironic I should say, that workers within our walls were suffering from certain rights, such as a good schedule for hours, such as a living wage, such as medical care, and the right to feel free in the workspace. A lot of these workers felt intimidated, and there was an unwritten rule that workers could not fraternize with students. That right there told us that there was something wrong going on.
So what did you do?
So we gathered a core group of students. We were about 6 tall at the beginning, and by the end of the first semester it was like 20. By the end of the second semester we were like 50 strong, and that's just the core. We gathered everybody to do student outreach, worker outreach, teacher outreach, to spread the word, first of all, about what was going on with our workers. A lot of people didn't know. And then to work with the workers to change the contract that had these different regulations going in place. As students, we can't confront Aramark because we don't really have any power over Aramark, but we do have power over Loyola. And so we went through that avenue, and we connected with a different student group called USpeak that was already fighting the university against a demonstration policy. Working together with them strengthened us because we were able to have more minds and more vantage points of the issue, and to see how there is an intersection between not being able to speak up on campus and how the workers aren't able to speak up. So we were able to overcome that, and it just took a lot of commitment from a lot of students and a lot of accountability to make sure that outreach kept happening and to make sure that the actions did follow through in the right way.
Word. So what were some troubles you had, and how could you see Wake Up helping?
As I was referring to, some of the biggest work that we had to do was outreach. And in order to get more people involved, that means that we need to have connections. We need to know people in different student groups. We need to have familiarity with community groups, with other organizations that are nationwide, such as USAS and the Union, which helped us out. USAS stands for United Students Against Sweatshops. And Wake Up would have given us a tool to be connected with a lot of community organizations that could provide us with materials when we were in need of funding, that could connect us with students from other universities that maybe had time to help us out and who care about this struggle, because it does transcend the university walls. So one of the reasons why we knew what we were doing was correct is because both Northwestern and DePaul had had the very same fight and won. Wake Up would have already connected us to those universities and those students within it. As much as this struggle was a Loyola student-based struggle, there is never a time where an activist says we don't need more people.
Yeah.
So outreach would have been the number one thing Wake Up would have helped us with. The second problem that we had, and this one is highlighted in my brain because I was personally involved, myself and three of the other main organizers got caught up in some charges against the university because of a demonstration we held that leaked into the student center. Through our knowledge of efforts, through our organizing of students, through our collection of evidence, and through the way that we presented ourselves at the hearing, these charges were dismissed and there were no further consequences. But had we had Wake Up, we would have more quickly increased the pressure on the university. We would have had more attention, more widespread, that would have led the university probably not to even charge us or to conclude that these charges are not acceptable. Not only that, but Wake Up would be able to use Loyola as an example for other universities or other community centers that are experiencing very similar internal issues.
Amazing. And then in 40 seconds, why do you think Wake Up is necessary? How do you think it fixes it? Why do you think it's necessary?
Wake Up is beneficial for all community activism and all community organizers because of very simple reasons. It is a large network that connects many people from many walks of life for many different goals in a way that has never been done before. A community organizer can look at Wake Up as a map to involve different communities for their different goals. Not only that, but there may be an overlap of different organizing efforts with the same goal. Those organizing efforts now have a relationship and can now know each other and can now put both of their materials towards the same goal. That's beautiful. I feel like there's a lot of organizations that are working towards the same things but just don't know of each other. Wake Up is a way to make sure that the underlying work and the outreach can be done so that action can be taken more quickly.
Nice. Beautiful.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.